Hi there, so for today's TYPRIFIC, I'm going to be discussing different ways of distorted thinking. Now, I was reading this article right here about 15 different styles of it. Now, 15 different styles would be a lot for one video, so if you guys like this video, then I will continue to discuss more types, but for now, I'm just going to focus on a few of the ones that I have identified with. We all have a thinking style, thinking patterns, and negative traps that we fall into on a regular basis depending on how we were raised, our personality, just all sorts of different things that cause us to cope with certain ways of thinking. So all of these ways are not always positive, and I'm just going to read you some of them. Starting off with catastrophizing. You expect disaster, you notice or hear about a problem and start what ifs. What if that happens to me? What if tragedy strikes? An underlying catalyst for this style of thinking is that you do not trust in yourself and your capacity to adapt to change. Now, I know that personally I struggle a lot with what ifs, and I tend to look for disaster where there's not disaster. I'm constantly looking for clues that could make me prepared for the worst, and that's just not a good way of thinking. So something I've been doing lately is when I realize that I'm starting to catastrophize, I'm looking for problems that are going to make me feel safe because I'm looking for all the problems and I know what to expect. So instead of thinking like that, I try to live a little bit more in the moment, relax, and when I find myself thinking negatively, digging for problems, to just stop. It's a matter of having self-control over your thoughts and just forcing yourself to get into the habit of not doing that anymore. Next one that I want to talk to you about are the shoulds. Now, this is probably the one that I do the most, which a lot of people wouldn't expect from me for whatever reason, but this is me. A list of rules about how you and other people should act. People who break the rules anger you, and you feel guilt if you violate the rules. The rules are right and indisputable, and as a result, you are often in the position of judging and finding fault in others and yourself. Keywords indicating the presence of this distortion are should, ought, and must. So if you find yourself in a constant state of saying, I should do this, or I should do this, or you shouldn't be doing that, or you must, you know, those sorts of words, trigger words and thoughts, you might have a case of the shoulds. I'm not really sure why I am so hung up on the shoulds in life, but you know, I used to see myself as somebody who was not really, you know, when it comes to other people's rules, like if I'm at a school or if I'm on a set or if I'm at work, I don't really always follow the rules. Like I'm just not into the rules because it's not one of my personal convictions. Now, there's things in my life that I have developed over time that have become very important to me, and they're my core values, or they're my personal rules for life in general. The way I see things, the way I think things should be done, and that's where my shoulds come into the situation. So a lot of times I feel like people should be on time. So when I notice that people aren't on time, I think lots of judgmental thoughts. I'm like, well, they should be getting ready earlier if they're having troubles getting to places on time. Well, they should be doing this and they should be doing that. And not only do I do that, you know, when I look at other people, I do it for myself. And that's like the hardest part of it, you know, I'm really hard on myself because I think I should be one place or I should be doing another thing, and it's just putting a lot of pressure and stress on myself that doesn't even need to exist. So one thing that I've been trying to do with that is very similar to the catastrophizing, and I think that with all of these types of distorted thinking, what you can do for yourself is really just learn yourself, learn your patterns, learn when and why you start thinking like these negative ways, and catch yourself doing it. You need to be self-aware, and so for me to catch myself with the shoulds, every time I say should, I stop and I think, wait, is this me doing that thing where I always do the shoulds? For people that have the shoulds, you know, you can relax a bit and calm down and don't be so hard on yourself, you know. You're doing the best you can, you're a good person, you are good enough as you are, and you don't need to be putting all these pressures on yourself and those around you with the shoulds. Those are the only two types I'm going to be talking about today. If you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments below what you think about it, how you feel, and if you would like me to continue doing the distorted thinking type videos in my TYPRIFIC series, let me know as well. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. You should. No, okay, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No shoulds. No shoulds. I will see you guys soon with an all new video. Bye!